Coach, yesterday when you talked to us, you talked about wanting to see a better defensive effort, especially in some of those zone looks, especially in that first half. How pleased were you in that half-court set defensive effort?
I thought we did a much better job of understanding what our zone coverage was and trying to get them to take the shots that we wanted them to take instead of them taking whatever shot they wanted. I thought we did a better job of understanding to protect the paint and play inside out. And just our rotation was better, our intensity was better, and we rebounded a lot better out of it as well.
Talked about some of the mismatches you would have inside today. How big of a step forward just in one game have you seen in some of those younger players, especially Hattie, who had probably her best game so far?
Yeah, I think that was definitely an emphasis is for us to establish a post presence. It's going to be huge for us moving forward, especially in the Big 12. There's some really great post players in the Big 12. And so those young kids really needed to come in and have some confidence, understand how to get position and want the basketball. Our guards did a good job of finding them and looking for them a little bit better. And then I thought that we did a good job of protecting the paint some. I thought that Hattie and Kyla got some big blocks, and I think Deja even got one as well. And that's going to be really important moving forward too.
Hattie specifically, how much does getting that type of effort from her inside on both sides of the ball kind of make a difference in what you guys are able to do?
Yeah, well, there's not many 6'4" athletes running around here, so to have her be able to come in and understand what we're doing from being gone and having confidence to do it, and just really trying to learn this, not necessarily the system, but just learn where we want her posting up and how we want her calling for the ball. And then obviously defense, I think, is really huge. But I thought she rebounded it well. And that's what we need more than anything is just a presence on the board. And I thought all of our kids did a good job of focusing on that because that was definitely an emphasis as well. And for us to out rebound them by 40 was really impressive.
Coming in the break, how big was it not only to get a win, but to get a win in such convincing fashion where confidence-wise, that builds them up even more going into conference play?
Yeah, well, I think a lot of times when you come back from break, it can be a little bit ugly and it kind of can wear on you a little bit and not build your momentum. Sometimes it can have the reverse effect, other than building that momentum and confidence that you want. And I thought this game was really, really good for us to come in and to play as a unit. Everybody scored. Everybody's feeling pretty good about the win. And we just were able to kind of work on a few things, and get some kids in some different positions even. I mean, we were able to play two big post players at the same time, which is hard for us to do sometimes because they are freshmen. But I thought that they did a really good job today and getting that experience and, I don't know, just kind of building the momentum that we need going into conference play.
You mentioned the rebounding. How big was that, especially in those first few minutes? Were you able to kind of build that lead up? They were taking outside shots, only hit a couple, but especially those defensive rebounds to kind of get your pace going, like you mentioned a couple of days ago.
Yeah, we need to be able to get some defensive rebounds and push it in transition. We still need to get a little bit better at the pace that we're playing at. But I did think that, we only had one offensive rebound in the first quarter, and we really challenged the kids with that. And we ended up, I think, with 7 or 8 at halftime, which was much better. And then we ended the game with 15. So just being able to get some second chance opportunities is huge because you've got to be really efficient if you aren't going to get second chance opportunities. And I thought today we were both efficient and were able to provide some extra opportunities offensively.
And then you talked about Lexie and her shooting efficiency and being able to score, especially there in that second half, the start of the third quarter. How much do you feel like she took a step in that direction as far as just kind of continuing that?
Well, I mean, shoot, that's for sure. And she's a great shooter. And I loved that her teammates were finding her. She was shooting it in rhythm. She didn't rush it. And you know what? Our kids, I thought, did a good job of knowing who has the hot hand and continuing to find her. And I think that's really, really important. When you've got a team full of offensive players, I think you've got to find a way to convince them to help each other score. And I thought that our kids did a great job of that today in sharing the ball.
Anything else?
Coach, just personally, must have been nice to see Bryn get a couple threes. Was she getting some outside shots up there over the holiday break when she was home?
She's been shooting it since we've been here. God bless her. I don't know why that sucker hadn't been going in, but it was really nice for it to go in for her, just to see her confidence. She needs that. She's a really good shooter, and for whatever reason, I mean, I know the reason we've been putting so much emphasis on her running the offense for us and having to just carry a load that she's not used to carrying, that, you know, her shot's been the last thing on her mind. So the fact that she was able to knock some down, it was, and especially back-to-back, I think that's going to be huge for her down the road.
Okay, how much has Najee kind of emerging a little bit into that point guard role help take a little bit of the pressure off of her?
Yeah, they both did a really good job, I think, of getting us in it, trying to push the pace for us, trying to execute, and not turning the basketball over. And today they turned the basketball over a little too much, which, you know, that's going to happen some, but they've been super efficient. And so I think that certainly, I mean, we can't rely on just one person to run it. And we really have not been calling them point guards. We've been calling them basketball players, and that all of them are just trying to be positionless, really. And I mean, if someone gets the rebound and can push it down the floor for us, that helps us. But when we do need to set something up and really execute, I think Bryn and Naj have done a good job in that.
I know it's, you know, only 15 minutes after the game, but just from your perspective, immediate reaction, what's that next step you want to see them take in terms of when you're going into conference play and what you want to see on the court?
Well, I thought today we did a good job of staying true to what we were trying to do offensively, and we continued to do that. And we didn't have to run a lot of sets. We didn't have to run a lot of, you know, counters or anything like that. Like, we could just run our offense and just find different ways to score. And I think that's really important that we are able to do that. So that we can continue to get used to one another and know where the basketball needs to go and be at a certain time. I want to see us really execute, and I know I say that word a lot, but I really want us to be a basketball team that can adjust, and when the defense closes down an option for us, we can counter it immediately and know where the other or next option is. And I think we're getting there. I think we're definitely getting there and understanding a little bit more about trusting one another and trusting the offense to get to the next stage. So I want us to continue to be super efficient and tough with the basketball, and then defensively, we just have to continue to want to be a great defensive basketball team, because that takes a lot of effort and a lot of discipline and a lot of toughness. And I know this team has it in them, and we'll continue to work on that.
How do you guys feel like you did as far as just taking that time off and then coming out here re-energized again?
I think we did really good. Going home for a couple days was definitely good for our team. Get to see our families, get to chill, get to relax a little bit. But we came back and we worked hard. We got extra shots up. Practice was intense and it was good. So I think we came out well and we're prepared for conference.
Yeah, just to piggyback off that, we just knew that, you know, the first game back from Christmas break can be a little rough. So we just wanted to, you know, get the rust off, and we did a pretty good job with that. And we knew that we needed to get a win for momentum going into conference play starting on Saturday.
And then Lexie, for you to hit, I think it was 4 3-pointers in the third quarter. You had the first 8 points. What did you do in the locker room, or what was this? How were you with the box?
Honestly, I don't know. I was just open, and I know that I can shoot the ball, so I just shot it, and, you know, the rim got bigger, so I just kept shooting it.
For y'all, what was the kind of emphasis on the defensive effort? I know Coach talked to us a couple days ago about just being better in that area, especially in some of those zone looks.
It was really just do the things that we need to do, be fundamental, work hard, play for each other, work hard. Yeah. I mean, yeah, honestly.
We knew we needed to, lock down on defense. We knew we were going to change up some defenses and get some stops. So our goal was just, to keep them under a certain amount of points, and we did that, and we were successful.
You guys have gotten some good guard play this year, but what was it about some of the inside presence that you guys have gotten, especially today, from some of those younger players?
Well, one of our big emphasis was get the ball in the paint, help develop our freshman post, and they did really well tonight. They worked hard, they got position, and we found them really well. Yeah,
we knew they were going to have mismatches, so we just wanted to find them, get their confidence up, and, we know that they can put the ball in the basket, and they did exactly that.
Anything else for these two?
I guess one more. What do you guys take from this one moving forward? You'll have to go on the road. It's just the second time this season that you'll be traveling. But what do you take from this one and kind of use as momentum going into a resuming conference play on Saturday?
Exactly what you said. We're going to use it as momentum. We needed this. We needed this game coming after break just to, get our rust off and get a win going into conference, and that's exactly what we did. So
I think it was also a little bit of a confidence builder for a lot of the players. So that'll be big in the conference.